Every home has its own story, and this one is no different. Matter of fact, it's one that I'm pretty sure you're familiar with, and that's divorce. Now, whether you personally dealt with divorce or know somebody that has, point blank period, divorce sales are some of the most tough real estate transactions that there are, okay? You're dealing with timelines, you're dealing with people's emotions, you're dealing with lawyers, and this home behind me, like I said, is no different. So you guys are not only gonna see in this video the story of how this home came to be and how it came to my desk, but it's gonna be part of a 4-part series, guys, where we're gonna go over the numbers, the strategy, how we got it sold. You're gonna see the glitz and the glamour in regards to the home tour, and also you're gonna see who ended up purchasing the home, why, and how we got to the closings table. So let's do it. Now, you may hear that a home being sold because of divorce purposes may be pretty simple, cut and dry, both parties want to part ways. However, divorce situations are so much more than that, and it's pretty complicated. You have to think that every recommendation, every decision, every conversation has to be carefully curated to both sides, so not only that people feel heard, but they understand the entire process. Now, if you personally are going through any type of situation in regards to having to sell your home for divorce or something complex like that, what I want you guys to do is check the description below. I have my free seller guide where you guys will be able to understand what it takes to sell the home in regards to timeline, preparation, strategy, that is down there for free in the description below. Now, the story about how, I even got this home was pretty exciting to me personally, right? It came from an attorney, right? And you guys are like, how does an attorney figure these things out? How did he even get your number? I'm just as surprised as you guys. Check it out. So the couple who owns the home and essentially who is selling it, of course, had their recommendations who were realtors, okay? So they gave each of their lists to the attorney, and to my surprise, I don't know how, but my name ended up on that list. So I'm walking from the coffee shop, French Cafe, shout out to you, Chris. I love my cappuccino and my 2 Belgian waffles, okay? So I'm walking there, a midday pickup, and I get a phone call, which I almost did not answer. I don't know how many of you guys, I probably get 18 spam calls a day. Okay, so I'm glad I did pick up this phone call because it was the attorney on the other end. He's reaching out and he's saying, hey, is this Deontay? And once again, it's like red alert. Who wants to know? Why are you asking me who I am? What's going on? But I'm like, yes, what's going on? He proceeds to tell me about the home that we are standing in right now in the situation. And of course, I'm like keeping it together, but I'm excited. I'm like, boom, a listing just falls in my lap from an attorney that I've never met, from some people. I don't know how they got my name and recommendations. I'm lit, but I'm keeping it composed. The attorney, typically being the attorney, gets straight to it, and he's starting to ask direct questions like, hey, what's your commission? Can you sell this home? What's your strategy? And then I get into like lock-in mode. So I'm like, okay, let's bring it back, okay, and tell me a little bit more. Send me the address of the property if you don't mind. So I'm downtown Orlando, y'all. I'm taking a look at the property. I'm not able to really do a full comprehensive diagnosis. I'm taking a look online. I'm seeing the property, and I let them know, look, the only way I'm gonna be able to give you a real evaluation, not only on the price, not only my strategy to do it, but also what that's gonna cost you is if I see it in person, just being honest with you. So we kind of left it at that after kind of asking me a few more questions about, my career, how long I've been on the business, the things that I've sold, if I'm familiar with the area. We kind of hung up. We left it at, hey, I'll call you back. He was very honest, and he let me know, listen, I'm interviewing other realtors. So, that being said, I do appreciate your time. So as he hangs up, I'm like, boom, I'm lit. But then I'm like, hey, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And mind you, it did not happen for like a month. So I forgot about it. I was like, oh, I wonder what ever happened with that Kissimmee home. That attorney called me. Literally, probably like a week after that thought, he calls me up again. In my brain, I think I made it to like his second round after he called all the realtors. And then he really got into it, like really pressing. Hey, what's your commission? Hey, what would you be able to sell for? Hey, what would be your strategy? And then we just level with them. I would say, hey, you being a professional, me being a professional, you understand I'm not able to truly give you an accurate synopsis of what's going on until I see the product in person. There's things like condition. There's things like market environment. There's things like the school zone. All these variables go into the sale of your home. And if I'm not able to put my eyes on it, the numbers that I'm gonna be giving you are gonna be very broad. And especially in this situation, I understand the sensitivity of both parties, and they're gonna want something more concrete to assure that they're going to sell the property. So once again, I went over that. I was able to discuss some ideas about what I was doing, but I was very clear, like, this is not concrete. I don't have all the information to give you a concrete answer, but what I'm seeing right now, based on the area, based on the environment, based on the comps that I'm able to kind of look at right now as we're on the phone. Mind you, he's always calling me when I'm not in my office to look at the numbers. So that's why I'm always giving, seems like with him, these broad numbers. This is what I believe we would be able to do to get this home sold in the time period that you're looking for. But once again, I do need to put my eyes on it to truly give you what you're looking for. Once again, he continued to push in regards to commission and everything like that. And I just let him know, hey, I'm not for everybody. I do charge a premium. That's because of the results. I work with divorce situations. I work with tough real estate sell and buy situations and got it done. If that's something that is what you're looking for, that realtor is going to deliver, not just be lip service, I encourage you to call me back, okay? So once again, hung up. I'm like, dang, I'm probably never gonna hear from him, right? Because like I said, I am not the lowest realtor out there, right? You know, I charge because I execute and I deliver on what I say I do. In addition to my team, in addition to all of my vendors and support, and quite frankly, the money that I put into to get my people's homes sold, that is why I don't level with the people who will essentially do it for free. That's in the back of my head. I'm like, oh, well, at least I was honest with him. Y'all, 2 weeks later, he calls me, Deontay, send the contract. They've chosen you. And I'm like, let's go, right? So, you know, we get that part of it done, super excited, ecstatic, hang up the phone, you know, I do my little Fred Flintstone, little kick in the air, and then I'm like, oh man, I still haven't seen the house. What are we going to do when I see this house? Because that impacts timeline, that impacts the amount of money they're gonna put. Immediately, we're getting on the phone, scheduling the time to go and see the home, which there are some unique things that were going on in the home. Nothing too crazy, but this is a thing that not just a divorce situation, but a home seller in general may not understand what goes into selling a home, what it may cost you to sell a home, and the things that you may actually have to sacrifice to sell the home, which is something that I'll be getting into in regards to our part 2 video, where we're running through all the numbers, the comps, and the strategy in regards to how we got this home sold. Now, if you guys are navigating a complex situation like this home right here or anything else, like I said before, my free seller guide's in the description below for you guys to download it and to see what it takes to get these things done. Now, next video, we're really gonna get into the nuts and bolts of what it took to get this home sold. We're talking about, you know, some of the repairs that needed to be done, the tough conversations, in addition to some final decisions that were made at the last hour that you guys are not gonna wanna miss. Stay tuned.